we all want the same common goal for our children, right? As co-parents, we're working for the same thing, the best interest of our child. The only problem is we don't always agree on what the best interest is, so we tend to clash. Our rules aren't really the same. In your home, you might have a little bit more freedom than I do. Might have a little bit more structure than you. But we all desire the same thing. We both desire the same thing. The problem is communication. We don't know how to communicate with one another. We both want what we want. We're not willing to compromise. And in the end, who's hurt? Who's affected by that? It's our children. We think that we know what's best, and sometimes what we think is best really isn't best. Maybe the other parent knows what's best, and that's okay. The goal is for us to raise the child together because it is our child, right? See, the problem is with that is in a blended family, sometimes we don't look at things that way. We don't see it as it's our child together, that we're all working together, that everybody has a role to play, the biological parent, the step parent. Sometimes we feel like the step parent doesn't have a say, although the step parent is helping contribute to the child's well-being financially, emotionally, physically. Sometimes we feel like, oh, it's just my responsibility. I don't want the step parent to have anything to do with the child. Or sometimes we feel like, oh, well, it's just my responsibility. I don't want the other biological parent to have anything to do with the child. And that is really not the healthiest thing for the child. We all should be working together to help the child to grow up and be the individual that they're supposed to be. Children know when there is discord and there isn't unity amongst the parents, and they will use that against you. They will cause dysfunction, and they will manipulate, and they will cause the parents to be against each other. They will say one thing to one parent to get that parent to side with them because they're angry at the parent, and they'll say something completely opposite to the other parent when they know that there is room for them to come in and cause further dysfunction because they know their parents aren't communicating effectively anyway. Those are the things that we have to consider as parents. When we are in front of our children, we must try to maintain a united front at all times. We want them to grow up and be healthy individuals. The Bible says to train up a child in the way that they should go, and when they are old, they will not depart from that. You can't possibly begin to train them up in the right way if you yourself as an adult can't communicate effectively. When you are being disrespectful to their parent, when you're talking negative about their parent, when you are using profanity, when you are saying things that are trying to downplay their role in the child's life, when you're saying those things to the child, when you're trying to get the child in adult conversations and sharing with them things that they really don't need to be a part of, you really aren't working for the best interest of the child. You really aren't helping them to become the individuals that they need to be. In fact, you're causing further dysfunction in them. The best thing to do is if there's problems that you see, that you have, that you desire to be corrected, don't involve the child in that conversation. That's a conversation for two adults, two mature adults, to sit down and talk about what is best for their child, how they're going to work through the obstacles, and what are they going to do, what things are they going to put in place, what parameters, what boundaries are they going to put in place so that they can make sure that their children grow up and be healthy individuals. Communication is so important when it comes to co-parenting. Having a good attitude and being positive and being encouraging and working together is so important when you have a blended family. You have to understand that children, they feel like they're torn when they have parents who don't communicate effectively. They're loyal to both. They love both. They love both of their parents. They love their step parents. And when they're made to feel bad because of that relationship that they have, all you do is cause hurt and pain for that child. That's a burden that they should not have to carry. That's not a worry that they should even have to think about. They shouldn't have to worry about if it's okay to love their father or love their mother or love their step parent. That should just be a given. We should all be encouraging that. One of the things that I've learned with step parenting is that relationships take time. Pain sometimes takes time to heal. But if we all work together to try to make the relationship work, whether it's with your ex or whether it's with the stepchild or whether it's with collectively everyone together operating as a united front, We all have to be willing to work together to make that happen, because we know that at the end of the day, we're family. And family, what do? We work together, we love one another, we're loyal to one another, we fight for one another, because love in a family has to be unconditional.